Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our hamster bedding bin with red wigglers in it. Now, unfortunately, I somehow messed up a couple of my rotations for my bins, and I did some twice, and others I didn't do enough. So this one we skipped the entire month of April, and it's been 33 days since our last update. So they're probably desperate for some food in here, and we're going to add some, but I don't have bedding material from them, from the hamster, so we're just going to be adding food this time. I'm sure they're going to need it. And we've got some unique food. I've got some pineapple to add this time. So with that, let's take a look at the system. Let's see how it's doing, see how the worms are doing, and let's get that food in there so they have something else to munch on before we get some more of that hamster bedding in there. So let's take a look at the system. All right, as you can see, we started this bin on last year on September, and it is 5/3 today, or May 3rd, 2022. So we've gone good amount of time here with this system, but also, as you can see right there, that 33-day update cycle, or 34 actually, because there's 31 days in March. So let's open it up and take a look and see how the underside looks. First off, a little dry in here. Not seeing any worms on the surface, which isn't surprising. I do see some mites crawling on here. I think you might be able to see them moving. It's hard to tell. But there are some mites over here, but not many, so it's not too bad. I'm going to put the lid down, and you can see in here, we had a little bit of corn. Oh, we got some fruit flies coming out of here. Maybe this is where my fruit flies are then. I thought they were in another system, but I've been looking for them. So I think this is the bin that has some fruit flies in them, which is good to know. So we'll have to definitely add some BTI mix into this. Try to get rid of them. So I can see one crawling here and along the side over here. So this is the system where I've had some issues with. I didn't realize it. Now, looking in here, it looks like this paper is really wet. This is the side we last fed on, so we're going to start on the opposite side. And this is almost like mud. Look how thick this is. So we're going to add some paper to this, I think, too. Worms, though, worms already in here. They look pretty healthy. They're probably desperate for some food. Look at this. It's just sticking to the bottom like that. That's not a good sign. Normally that means it's too wet. But the worms do look very healthy, and I know that the worms do like this type of material, especially my red wigglers. They have really liked it when it's this wet and it's sticky. In fact, there's a little baby worm right there, if you can see him kind of crawling back there. Let's just see if I can turn my wrist over a little bit. There you go. There's a little baby worm. So they're liking this material, I think, but definitely need to incorporate some food into here, probably some more bedding material. And as you can see, though, I mean, look how much they're moving and how alive they are. They're looking really good as far as the worms themselves. Again, down here, hold on, there's a bunch of little smaller worms down here. I don't know what they're working on down there, but there's a whole bunch of them. That's a good sign. This is the side we fed on last. As you can see right here, there's a little piece of tape. And you can see some smaller worms in this area. So they're moving towards the food. They're looking for food. And that is a good sign. But we're going to go ahead and mix this up. Got to grab that. There's a piece of corn right there. It's from the hamster bin. Look at that. I mean, they're really doing well in this system. They really like this bedding of used hamster. Hold on. Oh, no, that's just a yellow piece of plastic. Oh, we've got some cardboard here in the bottom that they're munching on like crazy. I think they're desperate for food in here. So you can see right here, look at this. This is the bag that we added in there. And that's probably why we actually have the issues with the fruit flies, because these bags always cause the issue. But look at that. They really like the bags that I added in there. We've got a whole bunch of different size worms on there. Nice and healthy. They look good. I think we're going to have to add some more cardboard to this, but they really like that bag. There's a ton of them. You can just see there's even more. I mean, if they were closer together, they probably would have formed a worm ball in there on the bottom. But there was a big bag in here that we added that I forgot about last time that we did. We put a huge bag over here, and they really seem to go nuts for it. So what we can do here is, I don't have, as I said, I don't have any bedding material to add, because we just haven't been doing a very good job of cleaning out the hamster cage, I have to admit. We also doesn't go through nearly as much bedding since we've changed up our bedding process of only replacing the bedding that he uses instead of all the bedding in the cage, since he doesn't touch most of it. So we're going to add some cardboard, because I think we're going to need some cardboard in here to protect against this frozen food. So we're going to go ahead and throw some dry cardboard in here. We're going to throw it on the same side we fed on before. Since almost all the food really is gone in here, that's perfectly fine. And what we're going to do here now is we're going to throw in some frozen food. Let me see if I can get these worms off here. Jeez. And actually, I'm using the wrong glove for this, I just realized. I'm going to have to clean this glove. I do try to use separate gloves for my hamster bins. just in case there's any bacteria or anything. I am trying to be careful about that, so I will have to, I usually use vinegar to clean my gloves if I put them in the wrong bins. So I will be doing that at the end of this. I get to leave the tape there because of the fact we're feeding on the same side. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a bunch of food this time. So we've got some coffee grounds, banana peel. Hold on, let me just get, I have some grapes here. I don't really want to throw in grapes. I really want to throw in some of this pineapple that I've got. So just a few pieces of pineapple on this side over here. Actually, we'll put some on the other side as well. Kind of scoot this over a little bit. There we go. And I think that'll be good for this this feeding. Maybe just a couple tea grounds in there. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit more cardboard over here to kind of cover that up. Kind of protect the worms a little bit. Actually, we should also add a little bit of grit as well, just to make sure. And you don't want to breathe in this grit. I'm doing it very low in the bin. I see that there's a little bit of dust, but it's not too bad. I'm going to spray this down just a little bit, not a whole lot. Just add a little bit of moisture over here. I've got my spray right here. There we go. There's some paper dust that went into the air with that. And now we're going to go ahead and cover this up really, really well. So we really want to make sure this is covered. We're going to let these worms go into this section over here and really try to go to town. It's just a ton of worms in here. I mean, I can't believe how well this system is doing. Granted, I shouldn't be. This is the type of food that they are meant to eat. You know, they're meant to eat these animal wastes like this. So they're really loving this system and the way it works. So with that though, let me add in. I'm going to add in some more cardboard just to kind of dry this system out a little bit. This is going to absorb some of the water. I would like to add a little bit of BTI mix in this as well. But this is very microbially active material, which is a good thing. And it should actually help the cardboard break down even faster. I'm just trying to move this up here. There we go. I'm going to make sure we cover that well. There we go. Now let's see if I can clean off my gloves here. So I think this is a good system. I do think that this would work better if I had more hamster bedding, and I really do need to make sure that I clean this out a little bit more often. I might have to do a harvest on, try to dry this out and do a harvest. And the way to do that with these systems I found is you just kind of leave the lid to the side and let it dry out, which I might do when I put it back on. I might let it dry out a little bit. But the first thing I'm going to do though is I am going to add a little bit of moisture to this system before, and I'm going to leave the lid diagonal so it can dry out. But I'm adding some water with some BTI mix. This is going to help get rid of these. I'm just trying to get all these worms off my gloves here, because if they're on my gloves, they're definitely going to die because they're going to dry out. There's another one on the backside there. Okay. This stuff is really sticky. Just see, oh no, there's still a couple worms over there. All right, well, I think I got them all. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this glove. As I said, I'm going to have to clean this glove now, which I wasn't expecting to do, but I'll do that. And now I'm going to add in a little bit of water with BTI mix into this. This is hopefully going to tap down on the fruit flies and fungus gnats in here. Just going to add a little bit, just kind of shake it around in there just a little bit. Not a whole lot, and you know, I know this is plenty moist actually. I really don't need water. And then instead of putting the lid on straight, as I said, I'm going to put it on diagonally like this, and hopefully that will let this dry out a little bit. So it's not locked down, centered. It's going to be diagonal. You can see the gap over here and a gap up here. Right here by my hand up here, there's a gap. That's going to let some of this moisture kind of percolate out as it heats up a little bit. And hopefully the worms will go through this pineapple and everything. So with that, I do need to do one more thing. I need to add my little dash here to show that I added food. So there we go. That is an update for this. Hopefully we'll get to it a little bit sooner than last time. As I said, I think I somehow got out of rotation, and you know, some of these just are not up to date as they should be. So 34 days here. And with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you again.